webinar today. And we are here to discuss the impact of screen time on the development of kids in different ways, right? So I hope more people will join as we progress. But anyhow, my topic today is something which is very relevant in the present context. So without wasting any more time, I think I'll start with my presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's a bit about myself. I'm Archana Mathur. I'm a freelance trainer, and my formal qualifications include a postgraduate degree in English literature and a B.Ed. I've been a PGT English and also a former CBSE school principal. Currently, I'm an SNTTC resource person and AIEF Global Ambassador. I also run a YouTube channel. And I've recently joined IELTA as the Director of Editorial Affairs. Otherwise, education and English, I guess, I'm very passionate about. So we'll go to the first slide. Okay. Now, the impact of excessive screen time on child development. So we are going to discuss the cognitive, social, and emotional dimensions. But before I proceed, I'd like to ask my esteemed guests today, what do we understand by the term screen time? Is it the time that we spend on our mobile phones, or is it something else also? Anyone can unmute themselves and share your views about it. What is screen time per se? Okay, since I'm
Ma'am,
about my time myself, it's not just the time that we spend with our mobile phones. It has a very broad kind of perspective. So let's see what all is is there in our screen time. Today, we have become digital natives. We may be natives of any country, but unfortunately, we are digital natives. Like people, we are people who are very familiar with digital technology, computers, etc., because we have sort of grown up with them. Not my generation, but people who are 20, 30 years younger. We spend so much of time on computer, on television, on mobile phones that without these gadgets, we've started feeling as if there's no life. If we have to live, we have to have our electronic gadgets with us. Not a single day can be spent without these gadgets because they become so important. They become a part and participle of our daily lives. Now, what is screen time? So screen time actually, if you have to define it, it refers to the total amount of time you spend using electronic devices with screens. Your tape recorders and all, it does not come under this heading. So the types of screen time that we spend on computers, on our laptops, tablets, Kindles, and ebook readers. Even if we are fond of reading stories, today we do not go and buy books. We pick up Kindles because a few books are free over there, and we very conveniently forget the kind of harm we are causing to our own eyesight. So all of these, your time spent on any of these gadgets comprises of your total screen time. So I'll request you all after the webinar gets over, sit back and try to calculate yourself how much time do you spend in front of the screen. It could be any screen, the small screen or the bigger screen, but how much time do you spend before these electronic gadgets? Now, in the current time, screen time has increased, all right? And there is a lot of shift in content consumption. We have so much that, the internet has to offer. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Reels. I don't even know how many types of apps are there. I know just a few of them. So we keep, earlier people used to go out, they used to visit places. But today we are travelers, yes, but we travel from one app to another app. And we are conveniently sitting at home. We do not realize that we are not moving out of our houses at all. We are only shifting from one app to another. We are more bothered about how many likes came to my photographs on Facebook, etc. How many people liked my reel on Instagram. So there is so much of content that you cannot think of going out for other healthy reasons. Then it is causing a generational divide. That is, parents are busy with their own material which they have. Children are happy with their own. They are playing games, they are watching God knows what, and there is no control on the content that the children are watching because parents have no time. They are so busy with their own gadgets. And the biggest reason for this trend to come up is the pandemic, the corona, the COVID that happened in 2019-20. This is the biggest reason or the biggest culprit that we are into this kind of problem today. But in those days, we were all, shut up in our own houses. We could not move out. There was no education. Children could not go to school. So there was absolutely no way out except to have classes online. And that has set a very, very wrong trend. Children are now very happy with online classes. They do not want to go to school, which they do not realize how much of fun of their childhood they are missing. Now, I'll come to something which is quite biological. There is a very harmful effect on cognitive development. Any biology teacher in the group right now who could tell me what is synaptogenesis? Anyone? Science background? It's a very interesting term, synaptogenesis. No? Okay. We all know that we have nerve cells in our body and they are millions, they are in millions. So if you see the pictures, you can see a single cell over here.
I was not able to, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
I was not able to unmute, ma'am.
You can't see the screen or you're not able to understand?
Ma'am, synaptogenesis means there's a gap between the two nerve cells. That is the synapse.
Yes.
So in that, the acetylcholine is generated, which will further aggravate the process of transmission of the impulses.
Right. I didn't know that much. I just know that there's a gap between these, fiber-like things, and the impulse is transmitted without their touching each other, right? So this is the synapse, and from synapse comes the term synaptogenesis. Now, synaptogenesis, thank you so much, Pooja ma'am. This takes place in the earlier years of a child's development. As we grow, it becomes lesser. In fact, after 6 years or 7 years of age, it stops almost completely. This is a biological engineering marvel. There are new neural connections which are made, and these are very, very important for the cognitive development and acquisition of new skills of any child. The next picture will show you what happens. So this is a process which helps a child to have a better neural connection. But if the child is exposed to too much of blue light, this synapse, it suffers very badly. Okay, now this is what happens. The effects of screen time on brain development. There is a lot of change which is on the negative, which happens in the brain structure and function. So you can see these are all images of the brain, and the blue color shows you the cortical thickness which happens because of higher screen score, that is excessive screen time. And these are the areas which are related to attention, memory, and self-regulation. And these are very badly impacted when children spend more time with their screens rather than going out to play or in other hobbies or activities. And this is how it affects. So how exposure to blue light affects your brain and body. The memory gets affected. It's harder to learn. There are some children in a class, you must have noticed as teachers, that some children pick up whatever you're teaching very quickly. but some children take time. Now, it's not necessary that it's because of blue light, but if now children expose themselves to too much of screen time, then it becomes very difficult for them to learn new things. Why? Because they are used to the screen where things keep flashing and they're not able to concentrate on what the teacher is teaching in the class. And this happens because of the build-up of neurotoxin. Okay, it's a kind of a toxin which the body generates and the child is not able to learn. So this leads to depression because the child gets scolded at home, he or she gets scolded by the teacher. Then there is risk of obesity because they are not going out to play. Cataract can happen. There could be different kinds of cancer which may take place. And of course, the retina does get affected because it is exposed to light for too long a time. So the smartphone light is definitely not good for our children's health. It's not good for us also. But for growing children, we are talking about children today. So for them, it's really, really harmful. So this is only the physiological part of excessive screen time. We'll discuss other things now. Now what happens? I'm sure you all know it. Maybe it's a repetition for you. The attention span and concentration gets affected. The attention span gets shorter. Attention span is when you're listening to something or when you're watching something, your mind does not get diverted. But if a child's mind gets diverted, every 2 minutes or half a minute, that means that the child is not able to pay attention to what is happening. So they're not able to learn because they cannot think about what is happening. Their mind keeps shifting, right? To make it easier, the mind is not able to be still. It keeps shifting from one thought to another. So they cannot focus on the tasks which require sustained concentration. Like if there's a child in, say, class 9 or 10, and he or she is performing an experiment, there could be accidents because the child is not able to concentrate. The hand and eye movement does not get coordinated, and there could be accidents when experiments are being conducted. So the worst thing that the screen time has done to our children is it has taken away their focus from the task which they are doing or the task at hand. Then what other things that get affected are language and literacy development. See, when we were young, there were no phones, and even TV was, the TV transmission was very, very limited, 2 to 3 hours. So we had nothing else to do but to go out and play with our friends. So that helped us socially. There was language development, there was literacy development, because there were only these things that we could talk about. But today, children are only concentrating on games, on cartoon films. And cartoon films also are so, what should I say? There's so much of fights and bloodshed and all that. So children are not learning the good things that form a very good or pious life. So language learning also gets affected because they're not talking. They do not know how to form a dialogue with another person. Today, children are paying so much only to learn English in these small little centers. Why? Because their language development is not taking place. Had they been attending school regularly and had they been talking to their friends and all, their language would have developed on its own, because it happens due to social interaction and exploration. When you go out and explore things, you learn language automatically. Language cannot be learned by paying attention. It is something that comes to you naturally. Now, screen shines very bright, but it dims the glow of our children. So the social skills of our children get very badly affected. Firstly, what happens is interpersonal interaction does not take place. Two things are responsible. First, of course, is screen time. And secondly, the dummy schools which had come up, they would admit the child, but the child was not supposed to attend classes. So this has very badly affected the social skills, which form the most important part of soft skills, because there was no interpersonal interaction. Either it was screen or it was class in the coaching center. because social skills are made better through face-to-face interaction. When you talk to people, when you meet them, you learn so much. It's not necessary to learn everything from YouTube or from your online classes. Then social skills are also learned through conversations. When you talk, you learn new words. Somebody says something, you say, oh, what did you mean by that word? So you learn a new word. And because it was spoken in a certain context, you get to know the meaning effectively and permanently. Then when we socially interact, we read the non-verbal cues also. Somebody is getting restless, you get to see, you understand. There are so many things that you learn when you meet up with people, when you have social interaction. And then through play and negotiation, lifelong friendships are also made. I'll be happy to say that, even after 50 years, I still have my school friends, and we still talk and we converse. Had we also had screens in those times, probably we wouldn't have been together at this age. Sorry. Okay. Now, let's talk about children from different age groups. Firstly, the elementary school children. Remember, we have now in a big way, we have these playway schools which have started. Why are they important than reading and writing? Reading, writing will come eventually, but today the schools are giving more importance to social skills. So when they play pretend, when they take turns into doing something, when they do something together, even if it's like making a line and then we tell them you are a caterpillar, the first child is the head and the last one is the tail, they feel very happy about it. They can wear different colored clothes and then they can be told, okay, you are a caterpillar, you go around. Their fingers are dipped into color and they make different kinds of drawings. So here, nothing is being taught, only their social skills and their physical skills are being targeted and they are being made better. So this is very important to do. But if we take these school children and we make them sit in front of a screen and we show them a cartoon film, this is not something to be done. A film, a very short film can be used just to drive that particular learning into them. But it should not be the only way and means to make children learn anything. Because if they have too much of screen time, their ability to navigate real world social situations is going to suffer very badly. And they'll never be able to become social people when they grow up. Coming to middle school, 5, 6, 7, these grades, this is the time when they learn what is social awareness and the importance of their friends. This is the time when lifelong friendships are made. But if too much of social media and online interactions take place, then they take away, they rob a child of face-to-face communication, which is very important. You laugh together, you play together, you run together. It gives you, a kind of joy which the screen will never, ever be able to give a child. So if this happens, as they grow up, they will not be able to navigate conflicts. Today, children are so dependent on their parents for everything. But 20 years ago, was it the same scene? No. Children had responsibilities. They could make their own fights. They could, they could stand up for themselves. But today, anything happens, they run to their parents. Mama, this has happened. Papa, ye ho gaya. Why? Because they are not confident. They have not been taught to take up responsibility for their own actions. And so what happens is there are a lot of difficulties in real life friendships or relationships. It's not friendship all the time, but there are real life relationships which are important, which help you. You are in a problem, you call somebody and the person comes. But this will not happen if you interact virtually. You have to have personal connection with people to build up these social relations. Teenagers, it's the same thing. There is a lot of pressure. There is something which is called peer pressure. Because he is doing this, I also have to do it. Because she is wearing a certain thing, I also have to wear it. The child doesn't want to do it. But, and especially when it comes to, like drugs, it starts at this age. All the wrong activities which children start doing is during their teenage years. Because again, parents have just, they've been put on the side, and it's the friends, who make children get into wrong habits. And what happens is they are shown social media. Dekho, ye aise kar raha hai, hum bhi kar sakte hain. And there is a lot of comparison. So on social media, when they see something, now it's open for everybody. Earlier, there were so many things which were hidden from children. But today they have varied exposure. So unfortunately, social media may have its advantages, but what we can now feel ourselves, it's not just me, but everybody else feels that social media, too much of exposure of social media to our teenagers, it's causing them a lot of comparison and anxiety. And this anxiety at such a young age is definitely not something which is positive. Then in-person interactions again are becoming lesser and online relationships are there. Now, if I'm sick, my online friends cannot hit me at all. I have to have somebody close by to hand me a glass of water. What will my virtual friends do? But children do not understand. They are happy with it. Now they are very, proud. I have 4,000 friends on Facebook. But what are those 4,000 friends doing for you? Are they there when you cry? No. Can they come to help you when you are in a difficult situation? Only real-time friends can come and pat your back or put their hands around you whenever you are in a problematic situation. It could be just anything. It could be something related to studies. It could be some kind of, a mishap in the family. So friends, they come in very handy. But today, teenagers, they're least bothered. They're happy with their virtual friends. And unfortunately, this social relationship is suffering. Then, because they're not meeting, they're typing everything. You've seen the children are always typing with both the hands. So their communication skills, their spoken skills are suffering. They can type very well and very fast with both hands. But when it comes to writing, if you ask them to, pick up a pen and write 10 sentences or something, they say, oh, it's so difficult. And even if they write, it's going to be something like, ROFL, and for the, they will write D, for YOU, they will just write U. So that proper kind of writing, the proper kind of written skills or writing skills, they are very badly suffering. When children meet up with their friends, they develop empathy, which is very important, and understanding of each other's problems and happiness. Empathy is something which is very different from sympathy. Sympathy is looking down upon someone. Oh God, I'm so sorry this has happened to you. Empathy is when you can feel what the other person is feeling. You get into the shoes of that other person. And understanding of your friend or whoever is around you. Whenever there is somebody in a problem, if someone comes and says, I'm here for you if you need to talk, you can cry. So that comes in as such a big support. But if somebody writes, what it happens in our lives also, I'm very sure you lose a family member, there'll be 1,000 people who write sincere condolences, very sorry to hear about your loss. But is there anybody to come and pat and you put around their hands on your shoulder? I'm really sorry. You can depend upon me, Or when you are happy, people will just write, congratulations, so happy for you. But are they celebrating the occasion with you? No, you are celebrating yourself with your screen in front. So empathy is a cornerstone of a very healthy social relationship, but unfortunately it is missing. Why? Because of the same, what should I say, the same criminal, which is screen. So when we talk, when we converse with people face to face, we can read their facial expressions, we can understand their emotions through the tone of their voice, and accordingly we can respond. These skills of reading your facial expressions, recognizing emotions, and responding, they are all developed through social interaction, which is, again, missing. And that's what I'm trying to stress. We must meet up with people rather than just being virtual friends on social media. Now, what happens when relationships are not built? Firstly, there are reduced opportunities to connect. It's not necessary that we may be needing someone where we are staying. Sometimes you are traveling somewhere and you need somebody over there. But if you have friends all over, maybe in the country or maybe in a few places in the world, you have opportunities to connect with them and learn so much from them. But because of our virtual friendships, we do not connect with people. Then something which has come up big way is social anxiety, fear of missing out, FOMO. I've also learned it lately. I didn't know what is FOMO, but I've learned it. So social anxiety also happens, and which today's generation refers to as FOMO, fear of missing out. There are communication challenges. So what we learn is that technology is a very powerful tool. It is something which has come up big way for connecting with people, for learning, but it's essential to find a balance. Technology is a good servant, but a very bad master. This is something which I want my audience to understand. Use it as a servant. Do not let technology become your master. This is something same, so I'm not going to repeat it. There are reduced opportunities. Fast-paced stimulation. When children watch something on the screen, they get stimulated, but this is not the way. There are ladies who are watching this presentation. You will agree with me when I say, as a housewife, that when we cook something and we let it cook slowly over a long period of time, the taste is better. But if you quickly, if you're roasting rava for halwa and you roast it on high flame, the taste of that particular halwa will not be as good as it would be when you roast it on slow flame and then you add the ingredients. Similarly, if we make our children grow up before time, they mature before time, without too much of adult interaction, then they will have very serious personality problems as they grow up into maybe teenagers or as youngsters. So adult interaction is very important. Again, parental interaction is something which is very, very important right from the beginning till the child at least goes out to work. Even when they are studying for their profession, like for their professional studies, they do need parents to interact with them because they learn so much from them. It's not something which is very clear, but it happens behind the screen, the undercurrent. Also, another serious issue with screen time is that children get exposed to violence and negative content. Parents are busy with their work, father is in the office, mother is in the kitchen, or maybe she's also working. So internet is not a safe space. Children, they know how to open up links, and what happens is they learn cyberbullying. They do not learn, they get bullied on the screen. I'm sure in last 2-3 years, there was some funny game, not funny, I should call it, a very serious game which had come up. I don't want to even remember the name, where children were forced to commit suicide. Why? Because they were given challenges. You do this, otherwise we'll kill you. So because the child could not complete that challenge, he or she would kill himself. So that was something very serious which was happening. Social media may be good, but it really, really harms our mental health. It has a lot of violent content. Today, children fight for no reason. Why? Because that's what they see. Even cartoon films have so much of bloodshed. Then there are unrealistic portrayals. Again, it's a very real fact that so many children jumped up from their rooftops saying that we are Shaktiman and we can also fly like him. So they just jumped, and you know what could have happened. So all of these unrealistic things that are shown on the screen, they impact the child. They think it's real. It can happen because that's what they learn. So they should be, their screen time should be limited. I'll beseech all the audience, and you must spread this word to your acquaintances. The parents and teachers must monitor the content of what their children or students are watching, because screen addiction will have very serious psychological implications. There'll be increase of anxiety and depression. Sleep disruption is also there. You may not agree to it, but those children who are exposed to too much of screen time, they cannot sleep at night because they have to see the screen, even when they're in the bed. Like you can see this cat, the pink one, they will, cover up their heads with something, a bed sheet or something, and they'll keep playing games. So they're not sleeping on time. And of course, attention deficit, I've already spoken, that they're not able to concentrate on the subject matter in the class or outside. Now, to sum up, about the emotional well-being. Technology, as I said, is important, but it's crucial to promote healthy habits. We have to set up clear screen time limits. We have to prioritize screen-free activities. I mean, children should be forced to go out to play, because the kind of happiness they will get when they run around and play with their friends outside in any park or garden, it's going to give them a kind of happiness which they'll not be able to experience later on in their lives. Today, somebody tells us, okay, let's play and, run around. We'll look like, people will laugh at us, because there is a certain age for everything and anything. We should also promote open communication and let them know that online experiences are good. They are helpful, but too much. Excess of anything is bad. Excessive activity on anything, for anything. Let it be food. Eating too much is going to result in a bad stomach. If you exercise too much, it's again going to cause physiological harm. So excess of anything is not good. So that applies to screen time also. The strategies for healthy screen use are like, we must incorporate educational content. We must see, I mean, children are so used to screen use now. So what we as elders can do is, we should provide them with healthy content. We should view it with them. Co-viewing is the order of the day, and discuss screen content. Let's sit together. I mean, do not let the child take up a gadget and work himself or herself. Sit with them. If you are a parent, sit with your children. If you're a teacher, you can use it in the class and have a very, very positive interaction with your students. Try to promote outdoor and physical activities, whether you are a parent or you're a teacher or you're an educator, a principal, whatever, but try to promote physical activities as much as possible. You can see the third picture. As kids, we used to use ice cream cups to make this, make-believe kind of a telephone, and it really worked, because the sound traveled through this thread, and we could hear what our friend or sibling was trying to say. So these things, playing with the toys and playing outside, it not only gives them physical happiness, and they become healthier, but also it makes them grow emotionally and socially. Book reading is suffering so much today. Children don't want to read. They want everything on their screen, because it makes an effort to sit and read or to turn pages. And I'm reminded of a chapter in class 7 when they went to school. So maybe if things do not work well, children may not go to school at all. They might just study from the computers in the confines of their homes. But that's a very, very desolate and very serious kind of eventuality, which should not happen, God forbid. Okay, see, it's so good to, play around, to sing songs, to play games, holding your hands, it feels so good and positive. So as parents, teachers, and elders, we must guide our students and children. We must counsel them. We must promote group activities in class. There should be competitions and picnics. Now, healthy competitions. What is healthy competition? Do not have winners, first, second, third. Every participant should be applauded and given a prize. Organize projects and exhibitions where they can showcase their talent. Have a lot of sports and games, because not all children are academically oriented. And then praise them for whatever they are doing, whether they are playing a game or they are good at art, they are good at speaking. There are so many talents which children may have. So let's just, as educators, as parents, let's hone these kind of skills amongst our children. Different. Parental guidance and support. Children should be made to talk more with their parents. There should be an open communication between parents and children about screen time and other matters of importance and relevance. If they have, parents should make their children understand that they are the best supporters and the best critics also of their children. Because if they make the child understand, if the parents make their child understand that I am there with you, but you have to communicate your problem with me. So children will definitely become more vocal with their parents. Today, parents, they just scold. Ye nahi kiya, wo nahi kiya, you're not doing this, you're not coming first in the class. Now, every child cannot stand first in the class, believe you me. If there are even 30 children in a class, they have to be ranks. But we must not give importance to ranks only on the basis of their academic excellence. Now, thankfully, things have changed, the concepts have changed, and we give a lot of importance to other activities also. So children's their confidence is now increasing, because they know that it's not just books, it's not just their marks which are going to support them. There are many other things on which they will be graded. Healthy screen habits have to be modeled. Like if I have to make my child, know it's very difficult, I know. If I want my child not to spend too much of time on the mobile phone, I have to leave it myself, because the child is not going to listen to what I'm saying. The child will follow my actions. So whatever I want to teach my child, I have to first become a role model, and I have to do it myself. My children are grown up. I'm talking about the young parents today. And if things go beyond your control, then you must, and I again insist, you must take professional help, because if you do not do that, if we do not do this for our children, things are going to get beyond our control. They'll be totally out of control. So as long as we can help our children, let's do it. But if we feel that it's requiring professional help, we must not desist from that. We must immediately go in for professional help. Because everyone needs support, and we have to break the silence, not through phones, but through personal interaction. Okay, that's very, very important. So to sign off or to sum up, I can say that as we navigate the digital landscape, it's very important and very crucial for us to recognize these few things. Firstly, the intricate relationship between screen time and child development. Too much of screen time will not only affect them socially, but also physically, and especially their eyes and mind gets very badly impacted. It has, again, a negative impact on their cognitive, social, and emotional dimensions. I've already given you examples. And to empower parents and educators and caregivers should make informed decisions. You know, when you make a decision from for your child, you must have the foresight to see what is going to be the result of that action of yours. The decision that you're making for your child, you must try to foresee the implications, because what we are trying today is to have a holistic well-being and development of our children in this very, very confusing digital age. Gone are the times when children are very docile and they were very, very naive. Today, children know a lot, again, because of this exposure. So we have to make our decisions, we have, for our children especially, to see that we make healthy growth. We make them grow holistically, and their well-being does not get affected, because it's very, very important for children to have an overall growth and have an all-round kind of personality. Because today there is so much on and around in the social media, which may or which is affecting them negatively. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching this presentation. I'm open to questions if you would like to ask a few questions. I wanted to incorporate a few activities, but nobody was coming up with anything. So you yourself, after this, you could do something. You could write down, like, how are we going to now help our students, or if there are young parents who are watching me today, what all activities or decisions will you undertake to make your children wean away from too much of screen time spent? Maybe 5 steps or something that you could undertake. So any questions? I'll be happy to answer.
Good evening, ma'am. Archana ma'am, good evening.
Good evening, Ravindra ma'am.
Enjoyed your session. It was excellent, ma'am. Excellent. After such a long time, I heard you. Thank you so much. Very nice, ma'am. Very informative, very effective.
Thank you.
Really, every word was effective, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Nice to see you in this group. Congratulations.
Thank you, and same to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good to see old friends, right?
Yeah, you just said na that in your presentation that physical friends are important. Yes, they are very important. Today I really felt I should have met you.
Are you still here?
I'll try to meet you definitely, ma'am. I'm here till 6th.
Okay.
7th I will be moving back.
I'll talk to you after this time. We'll
Yes,
talk.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am, for excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Good evening, Archana ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, this is Dola Bhattacharya from Kolkata.
Right, ma'am.
One thing I just want to tell you is, I'm so taken away by your session that it was like you were speaking our mind. The words which you were using and the way you were presenting, there was, I could very much make it out that students learn a lot from you, because I learned a lot from the way you have made this particular session so fluid. So thank you so much for the informations, and absolutely I second you with your thoughts. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Means a lot to me, ma'am. Thank you so much. Actually, even today, like, of course, we learned a lot from our teachers. We used to look at them and adore our teachers, the way they walked, the way they presented their content.
Absolutely.
I realized, even today, children, they copy their teachers so much. A teacher's influence on a child is tremendous. So we have to be role models for our children. Yes, ma'am. You were saying something. I'm so sorry I cut you short.
No, I was just telling it. I myself also, when I'm a vice principal, but when I see the teachers, the students, what you said just now, that our sisters, our teachers were our role models. We used to walk like them. That was by seeing them only, we had a dream to become a teacher, right? We had taken this as a profession. But the difference in the psychology, what I have seen, not when I was a teacher, I felt it in a different way. But now when I am an administrator and when I see the teachers, there is a difference in the psychology of the teachers also.
Yes.
So we have to play the dual role in making the teachers also resonate with the psychology of the students. Then only whatever they are thinking about the children, if they have the previous mentality, the way they had been taught, then it will become a problem for the teachers to regulate the children and minimize the screen time session or whatever you have said. That is also very important.
Right, ma'am. I agree totally, ma'am. Actually, I'm so thankful today to Ravi sir for giving me the opportunity. But otherwise, also, like, other than these webinars, what CBSE is conducting these days, they're having so many workshops for teachers. And I guess the basic reason for all of these workshops is to make our teachers aware of the pros and cons of different problems in a student's life and their own lives as well. So I'm glad we are having this, this season, or what should I say, this particular habit of having webinars, the trend, that's the correct word. So this trend of having webinars, with different teachers, CBSE resource people coming up, and me as a freelancer, Ravi sir is doing such a good job. He's training people, to take up such workshops, and that's how we are making each other aware. So technology is playing a good role, but again, as I said earlier, excessive use of technology is not okay, because again, there are a lot of harmful implications. So we have to learn from each other, and that's what we are doing. Somebody just mentioned how to get a certificate, so that's Sir will tell you. Sir, over to you.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to appreciate you, ma'am, for a wonderful session, which has been very, positively put forward with lots of, what do we say, resilience while answering the questions of not answering, I should say, while taking up the feedback of the participants. That's how it is. And yeah, of course, as we say, as a trainer, experience matters a lot, and indeed that was very much visible to all of us, including me, wherein we are getting inspired to make our trainings also better looking at you. So thank you so much for a wonderful session, Archana ma'am, and looking forward to have much more sessions like this in future. And dear participants, like I know that you all are eagerly waiting to know how to grab a certificate. However, the process of getting a certificate for this particular session is very easy. Um, you need to pay rupees 50 to the following number, 9908925730. It's 9908925730. You can do either GPay, PhonePe, or Paytm and send the screenshot of your payment along with your complete name through WhatsApp to the same number. So what happens is within 12 hours, that is by tomorrow morning, certificate will be generated and sent to you through WhatsApp only. So if you are just doing the payment and sitting quiet, we don't know. You have to send the screenshot along with your name to the WhatsApp number given here. That's how it is. And that is all about it. And I wish Archana ma'am, if could you could take 2 minutes time to explain about the participants about our train the trainer course, so that if someone is interested, they could really look forward for it.
This is just for the information of all of you. We even at this age, I try to excel and I try to learn new things. So most of you are all young teachers, I'm sure. And so if you join this course which Ravi sir handles, it's a month-long course with 3 days classes. And it's train the trainer course. And you learn the nitty-gritties of how to become a very useful resource person. And of course, there's a lot of hand holding. Like I'm also doing it for SNTTC today. So this is something which is going to brush up your skills. It's going to make your skills finer. So if you want to get finesse into presentation, because a lot of us still have a hitch, we desist from doing something. We know we can do it, but sometimes, somebody needs to tell us that you can do it. Like even Hanumanji had to be told, you can jump and you can go from here to Sri Lanka, that time it was Lanka. So he realized his worth. So similarly, when you take up this course, I'm sure you will learn the methodologies and a lot of intricate details which go into making a better resource person. So it's my request. Of course, sir is there, and the number which he had just shared with you, you could get in touch with him and join the course. It's short. It's 1 month. I know how it just passes. You don't even get to know. And we used to wait for classes every alternate day. We had it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So it was good. And then it's not just learning. We made a lot of new good friends also. So even at this age, I made a very young friend. I won't name her, but she must be just about 25, 27 years old. But it was really nice to meet up with new educators, because interacting with young people, it makes you feel young yourself. So thank you, and please do get in touch with Ravi sir and do join this course. I'm sure it's going to help you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being such patient and wonderful audience. My gratitude.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, dear participants. Looking forward to have you all in the upcoming session. Thank you. Good night, everyone.